All right, thank you so much. We have Dr. Brightence to give on here. He's the CEO, Chief Engineer of Brightence Electronics. Doctor, you're welcome to this program this morning on ITV. Now, we'll talk about Brightence Electronics. What does Brightence do?
All right. First of all, let me wish you Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much.
And let me wish all staff and management of Brightence Electronics Merry Christmas. All inventors in Brightence Electronics, which I'm the chief inventor, I wish you all Merry Christmas. Now, in Brightence Electronics, we are into production of the Brightence inverters, Brightence alternator boosters, Brightence phase selectors, Brightence automatic changeovers. Now, the latest products now is the Brightence energy bulb, Brightence automatic changeover, Brightence inverter batteries, and then the Brightence solar panels.
Okay. Now, when you talk about discounts, you see so many people giving discounts, organizations and all that. I don't know whether you are doing that too.
Yes, as part of our give back to society this festive season, we are selling most of all the products at promo discounted prices. Now, for example, for the inverter, because people are always complaining about these power issues in the country. So to solve your power issues, we have Brightence inverters, solar panels, and then the Brightence MPPT charge controller. So the discount we are giving this period is you make a minimum deposit of 50,000 naira, and then we key into the promo season, which is going to end on Friday, 17th of January 2020. So that means if you deposit 50,000 naira, we will keep the said products in our office. So that means you will now be given 4 months to make installment payment plan on your convenience. So that means you will make an installment payment plan at the same promo discounted price. So even when the promo seasons are over, you will still buy the said product at promo price. But if at the end of the 4th month you are not able to make the complete payment, we usually give 1 month grace to make it a total of 5 months. But at the end of the 5th month you are not able to complete your installment payment plan, you will buy the said product at the normal price. It's not as if you have any problem with the money you deposited, no. Therefore, those people who might want to be using the product at the same time making deposit, that's higher purchase. So for higher purchase, you will make 60% payment of the normal price, and then you will now make the remaining 40% within 3 months. And there are terms and conditions associated with the higher purchase plan. Then for you using the products before, no matter the number of years you've been using our product before and you wish to return to upgrade to a higher capacity or higher kV of product, you can return the product back, pay the difference, upgrade to the kV of your desire as long as our product. Then if you have been using the product and you introduce 6 of your friends after installing the ones you had, we are going to give you the free upgrade free of charge. So these are some of the things we do this festive seasons.
Okay, yes. Now I want you to tell us about your automatic changeovers and what differentiates your controllers from others in the market.
Okay, the Brightence automatic changeover is a circuit we designed because of insecurity challenges when people are using generators in their house or place of residence. We discovered that sometimes some people may not be putting the gen within the flat or apartment where they live. The generator may be located outside the building. And so we discovered that sometimes criminal-minded elements might get there and start drawing the choke of the gen. Then the person would think maybe there's a problem. You go outside only to be accustomed into your house by fraudulent people or criminals. So because of that, we designed the Brightence automatic changeover. It's a circuit that whenever they restore your public power, it will switch off your generators for you and change you over to public power. So you don't even have to get up from your bed with the inconveniences of going to change over when there is public power or go out of your building just to go and off your generator. So the Brightence automatic changeover is designed to switch off the gen and then take you back to national grid. That's public power.
Okay.
Yes.
Now the alternator power boosters for iron.
Okay, in Brightence Electronics, we designed the Brightence automatic alternator booster. It's a circuit that is designed because of people who are into laundry services, tailoring, and fashion designers. We will discover that each time you plug what we call heat element electrical materials, such as pressing iron, boiling ring, bread toasters in your generator, you hear the gen make this dragging adjusting sound. So for each time you hear that sound, you are straining the bearing, the shaft, the pistons, the alternator in the gen begins to make more noise, bring out more carbon monoxide pollution. Eventually to pack up, you have to go and buy half engine. So if you don't want to buy half engine, the economic station of the country, we need the Brightence alternator booster for your pressing iron. And the way it works is that it's not as if because you have the booster, your gen becomes soundproof or noiseless. No, the gen will still work according to the manufacturer's design. The difference is that if you want to know if the generator is working or the booster is working well, plug your pressing iron on the booster, listen to the sound of your gen, remove the pressing iron from the booster, plug it directly to the socket powered by the generator. You will see the difference in sound. Then that means you will know that the booster is dividing the surge that was going to the gen fully before. So half of the surge goes to the gen, half of the surge comes to the booster, thereby prolonging the life of the generator. So if you are a fashion designer, tailor, hotelier, you have laundry service department, the Brightence alternator booster is a compulsory device for every home and for you people.
Okay, now I decided to save this now for the last now. I understand that you have this new energy saving bulb. What is the difference between this and the ones you have in the markets? And also, do you do trainings for trainees, other people around you?
Yes, you see, in Brightence Electronics Company, we are a research establishment. We try to see the problems of Nigerians and find a way to solve it. Now, we've started designing what we call the Brightence LED Super Saving Energy Bulb. Now, it's a bulb that comes in 5 watt and 12 watt. So that means the 5 watt is far brighter than the conventional 18 watt energy saving bulb in the market. Then the 12 watt Brightence energy saving bulb is far brighter than the conventional 40 watt bulb, energy saving bulb you find in the market, or 100 watt bulb, incandescent bulb you find in the market. So the way we design this is that we reduce the wattage, as the power consumption, increase the brightness. So that means if you have prepaid meter, your prepaid meter will not be running down on time because your energies are less consumed. If you have a generator or you even use an inverter, it will reduce the rate at which your battery will be drained. Then for you that has a hotel or somebody that has a light around the fence and surrounding fences, if you use the brightness like the 5 watt bulb, for example, 10 pieces of it is just 50 watts. So you can see that it has reduced your energy consumption. So that means if you put it around your fence or surrounding of the house, it consumes less energy from your generator fuel and from your diesel. So it saves power. And then what I want to let you know that the Brightence energy saving bulb is a compulsory recommended bulb for every home in Nigeria to reduce power consumption rate, reduce wastage of drained battery from your inverter, reduce your fuel consumption or diesel consumptions in your establishment. Then I want to let you know that these whole ideas are all God-given talents. You know, I'm a medical doctor, fully registered with the Nigerian Medical and Dental Council. Actually, I never read engineering.
Okay.
I'm an inventor.
Okay.
And so the idea is to transfer this knowledge from one generation to another, so that by the grace of God, if I'm out of the picture or if I die tomorrow, this knowledge is still there for people to use.
Okay,
so I want to let you know that because of this, we engage secondary schools now.
Okay.
We go to secondary school for our proprietors. We can come to your school. We train the science students from SS1 to SS3, the science student how to make and assemble some of the products like the Brightence analog inverters. Then for those who are not in science classes, we train them how to do the installation of the product to charge with public power generators or solar panel, renewable energy. So that by the time they are done with their secondary school, WAEC or NECO, they can fall back on themselves as student entrepreneurs. But for those in the university who wish to come and do practical skill acquisition program or industrial attachment program, we still have our own vocational studies and technical skill acquisition program from them. But the truth, I must tell you, if you cannot read and write, there's no way we can train you in Brightence Electronics. That's the gospel truth. Because sometimes we have this challenge. People come, they can't read, they can't write. The truth is that if we are training you in Brightence Electronics Company, you will write an exam.
Okay.
There are some theory exams you will do. So the engineers need to assess your performance to be sure that you understood the theory before moving fully to the practical. So if you cannot read and write, how will you write that theory exam?
All right, so the basic requirement is that you should be able to read and write at least.
Yes, that is the basic requirement. If you can read and write, we can train you.
Okay,
But
tell
if
us
you cannot read and
where
write, it's a
you are
problem.
located, and we understand that you got some certification recently. Accreditation, should I say now, from SON. So you want
Yes,
to talk
Standard
about
Organization
it.
of
Then you
Nigeria.
tell us your office address and your phone numbers.
Okay, so I want to let you know that in Brightence Electronics Company, almost all our products are certified by Standard Organization of Nigeria. The latest certificate we received was for the Brightence inverter battery. So that means the Brightence inverter battery locally made in Nigeria, you can use it for your foreign inverters or local inverters or export it to a neighboring country because it has the government certificate at the back. Okay. So I want to let you know that if you want to reach us in Brightence Electronics Company is located at number 30 Federal Government Guest College Road. Number 30 Federal Government Guest College Road near UBTH in Ugbawa, Benin City. We open our office on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. only on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because we use Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday to do production of product and to install for those who have paid for the product based on our staff strength. And if you want to reach us on phone, our phone numbers have been on the screen. But if you wish to call me directly, you will just call the 080-894-62794, or you search us on Facebook, like Brightence Electronics Company Facebook page, or type videos of Brightence on YouTube, and you will see all we've been doing.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us on the program here
Merry
today.
Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas. I like your Christmas
But
card.
I would like to come and eat chicken your place. So.
Well, what about if I tell you that I don't eat chicken? I eat snail.
Oh, really?
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Brightence, for giving me that.